Welcome back to another Stream This, where we stream things to let you know if you should
stream this.
I'm JP Lambiase.
I'm Becket, at that Becket.
I'm Hump.
And we actually went to the movie theater and saw Knock on Wood.
What's it? Knock on the cabin?
Knock on the cabin?
Cabin in the woods? Knock
cabin
over,
in the woods?
Knocked up?
Cabin in the knock.
Yeah. Knock, who's there?
Knock, knock.
I mean, that's how streamable it is, folks. Not only do we not remember the name of the movie, but
Memorable.
I don't
So memorable.
remember what we even saw. Knock at the cabin.
Knock at the cabin.
Knock
that makes
at the-
sense.
Yeah. Like,
Sentence structure, Shyamalan.
how about knock at this movie?
Dude, this movie.
So, if you're not familiar with the film, this is definitely a spoiler review. Basically, what we have is a home invasion. You have a couple with a kid, and these four strangers show up to the door. You kind of don't know what's going on, and then we have a movie. Is that basically it?
Kind of. I thought
Without
it
giving anything away.
It did kind of go right into. I did like how it started out with the grasshoppers.
I liked it.
I thought that was going to
liked the
have more
beginning.
symbolism there. I just want to say, Shyamalan to me is like I have an abusive relationship with him.
Oh yeah.
I keep going back to him, and I think he's going to be better, but he just slaps me again, right?
Oh, did you see Old?
I saw Old.
I didn't see it because it
so
didn't do.
bad.
That's what I heard.
Old is so bad.
Shyamalan's getting old.
Dude, he is getting
Like
old.
not age like
he's
the
out
film.
of touch, and
yeah.
I think he's trying to be current in this.
He's still trying to do his twist.
He
No, there was no
tried.
twist.
There's no twist, but he did try to weave in, our just society into this film. Kind of.
Right.
It was a bit contrived, I thought, because it felt like the plot was they forced
Flat
it.
and forced at the same time.
Yeah, and there's too many tropes and cliches. So we have like four characters that invade. We have this big tough guy from Guardians of the Galaxy,
Batista.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's tatted up with sleeves. Then you got your redneck racist.
That's Ron Weasley.
And then you have a African American nurse, and then you
Yeah.
have a young teenage a girl with a kid, a
Yeah.
young girl with a kid.
Yeah.
So obviously this looks like the Breakfast Club that's trying to break into a cabin.
Right.
And then don't forget the two gay couples and
then you
adopted Asian kid.
Yep, and then you have a gay couple with an adopted Asian kid, straight out of Modern Family.
I don't
You
watch Marvel.
you haven't
I
seen it?
apologize.
I thought Cam and Mitch were gonna be like, "Yo, you're copying our
That's
style."
so funny. I actually did like the little girl as a
I did.
kid.
She was the
I thought
best part of the film.
She was. This movie upset me because does it seem like Shyamalan is hit or miss?
He's always hit and miss, man. Like,
Yeah, but it's been a lot of
But
misses.
what are the hits?
Yeah.
Like Split, maybe? Did you like Split?
I think
Unbreakable?
his
Split?
biggest hit was what? Freaking The Sixth Sense.
The Sixth Sense, absolutely. I think, it's like chasing the dragon that first high and you
Yeah.
never get it again.
Yeah.
I keep thinking that I'm going to go get a Sixth Sense sort of feeling because I did like the trailer.
Yeah, it was
The
a
trailer
lord.
was intriguing. And I wanted the gimmick to work because I'll give a gimmick a chance. The gimmick was no, it just didn't work.
So we're gonna get right
Splat.
into the issues and the spoilers of this film. Basically, these guys approached them basically with a doomsday thing, and they're like, "Listen, one of you guys has to kill one of you three. That's the rules. Just you three."
Right.
So basically, now this film has to develop these characters for us to kind of care. Like some stakes need to be involved. So they do these flashbacks like they do in the movie, like Lost, the TV show, where you start to get some more exposition on the characters. Now, what I really think they missed the mark on is that the main antagonist, they could have easily flashed back and showed one as a teacher, teaching, and real moments in their life that make us care. The other one being a nurse, really caring.
Right.
But I think what that would do is it would humanize them too much. And then Shyamalan's stuck between this paradox of like, do I make them wonder what's going on? Do I make them feel safe? If I give too much story on these guys, I make them feel safe. But I want it to be scary and I want there to be mystery.
I think it would be okay. That's my number one beef. Besides all the things I could pick apart, I mean, stupid things like how did they get that footage of the ocean coming in? How would they send that off to the news? It made no sense.
Oh, if they fabricated it all.
they fabricated?
No, you're saying if they were to fabricate.
No. I'm saying, how did that woman broadcast live to the news? She would they wouldn't have that footage. It doesn't make any sense.
And it was like live, like.
Oh, you mean like as a film error?
Right,
So
what
film.
I'm saying, I could pick. This movie's bad.
Okay, we could pick apart a lot of
Besides that, I didn't care. I didn't care that this was the happiest family in the world.
I didn't care.
They were the perfect little Disney family. That's how they're described.
Cookie cutter Disney family.
It's you and me always, or something like that. I forget. It's like, what did he say? It's you and me. That's like the two dads.
Yeah,
they're inseparable. They have a lot of love for this kid. I didn't feel it, and they're watching people get beheaded. And they don't feel it either.
Especially in the beginning of the movie. Like, she's out there by herself collecting grasshoppers, and the two dads are in the back on the porch just having their, gay old time and shit. And it's
I mean, that's fine. What I'm saying is I just don't care about them. He didn't do enough storytelling. I watched 30-second commercials that have almost made me cry. This guy had an hour and a half to make me feel anything. Failed.
He didn't.
Yeah.
And then let's start to mention some of the really things that you might not notice first watch, but the guys that are coming need to convince these people that it's doomsday.
Right.
One guy approaches a little girl, 8 years old, just turning 8 years old. The one guy they pick out of the 4 group is the scariest one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We were talking about that later. Couldn't out of anyone to go, and why did you go one at a time?
Maybe the younger lady.
No, the nurse.
The nurse,
because
she might have.
Would have been.
Yeah, but for some reason, Batista's a second grade teacher with his
tattoos,
with his finger tats.
That's the modern day teacher, right?
Is it a thing?
I don't know.
Well, either way, it was intimidating. They didn't have a game plan. These four
looks like Frankenstein.
These 4 horsemen were not. They did not have a plan going in. If they're the ones that are gonna literally try to convince people to save the world, you were going to save the world.
Right.
They did not have a solid plan. At all.
They weren't panicking enough either.
What they were doing instead is I was saying it before. I'm like, hey, listen, if you guys know, if you had all this vision that these are the people that are going to save the world, meet them at a Starbucks, get a coffee.
Right.
Don't interrogate them in the middle of a cabin when, you know what I mean, where they're vulnerable, and cut their phone line and then stab their tires.
Yeah, because it does seem like you're about to abduct, torture, or whatever, which they kind of did.
That's also a spoiler alert. They're supposed to be the 4 horsemen of apocalypse.
I did get that from the preview.
They said it too, though.
I think
at the end of the movie.
Yeah, it's like the guy said, they're the 4 horsemen. And he didn't even say war, famine, pestilence, and death. No, he said
nurturing.
Nurturing. I was like, what kind of 4 horsemen is this? I want my 4 horsemen to be scary. And it's cool that they made their weapons, but they made their weapons at Home Depot.
Their weapons came right out of Mad Max. I was looking at these weapons.
Yeah, it's and that's the vision I made my weapon.
Yeah, and why were you carrying weapons that's really going to convince people?
Yeah, I'm going to show up with weapons.
Okay, so this is a spoiler.
One of them had a mace on their stick or something.
Yeah. So here's the spoiler, guys. If you and your family refuse to kill one of yourselves, the 4 horsemen, one of them is going to die, and it's going to release some sort of plague or natural disaster or planes falling from the sky on the earth. And then you get to watch it on TV besides the cartoons. And this movie's dumb. The more I think about it, it's dumb. So stupid.
It's dumb. And I was
it's
comparing a movie that did this well, and that movie is Seven. Where the 7 deadly scenes,
good,
that's what I'm saying. I'm comparing how it's done well compared to this pile of shit, because 7 was it's all about the writing. Right. Here's the thing, they had the conflict that Kevin Spacey gave Brad Pitt at the end.
Right, because he wanted him to become Wrath.
Yes.
Because his wife's head was in a box.
Nothing was changed.
There was no level of
nothing
intense like that in this.
Nothing. It's a very linear story. 4 horsemen, someone's got to kill someone. Find it in yourselves to do it. Oh, you did it. Good job. End the movie.
I'll give it a little bit of points for gimmick, but do something else. Make us feel. If it would have just been make me
we
care.
could have learned so much more about the other people.
Yeah.
We should have. And with their flashbacks where agenda again based. Like I felt like the flashback was him just getting smashed in the head with a beer bottle.
Right, because Ron Weasley was
It
like
doesn't
a
build-
homophobic guy.
And it doesn't build any other characters.
That
It
was
doesn't.
the only flashback that they showed too. They didn't show any other flashbacks.
They
Just-
did.
yeah,
well,
they
they
had a
they
bunch.
showed flashbacks with like adoption,
Adoption.
and
Well,
the car
of,
ride.
of the family, not
But not the ba-
Oh, I see what you.
Full
And
Horseman.
I couldn't even. That didn't even look like Ron Weasley in the flashback.
No, it didn't.
I was like,
I was
is he
like, oh,
wrong?
it's the wrong guy.
It's like it looked like a
He's
leprechaun
just
or something.
constantly trying to make the audience just like be like curious, but at the end of the day, unfortunately, everything that we were curious about at the end, you're like, oh well, none of this made any sense.
Okay,
None of it mattered.
Do you think that Shyamalan's one of those dudes that's gotten enough to have a bunch of yes men around him, no one correcting him, no one saying, M. Night, this is crap.
Well,
He's getting reviews.
you can tell he's very, very arrogant. He loves to throw himself into the movie.
Oh, where he's the chicken guy? Yeah.
He's in every movie that he shows.
Oh.
up in, so.
Oh, so you're thinking that like he doesn't take the criticism and it's just says, oh, the critics are wrong and like.
I mean,
Well,
Oh,
okay,
the audience is
this
wrong?
guy touted himself as the new Hitchcock.
mm-hmm.
I wish I was a necromancer so I could bring Alfred Hitchcock from the grave and just smack M. Night in the head. This guy is not the next Hitchcock, but he's had some few home runs. It's weird. I don't.
He's got
get
a
him.
vibe. He's got
What's
got
that?
Is it really a few? Like people.
Sixth Sense and Signs was another one.
Signs, and then maybe Unbreakable.
Unbreakable is the best of the three of the
But you know
split.
what?
And
I don't think Unbreakable was that big of a hit. I don't think people liked Unbreakable.
okay, but it was good.
No, I
right.
love
I would.
Unbreakable.
If I saw Unbreakable today, I'd be like, that was great.
But it
And
wasn't-
don't make any follow ups to it, please.
But it wasn't like it wasn't popular among like
Yeah, you're right.
yeah like. I
But
don't think I
it's
give
got a
it-
cult, kind of a cult
Yeah,
following thing.
That's why they made Split. You know. And
Yeah,
First
the
to Glass.
split thing. I think.
Split was good because you didn't expect that coming in.
I thought what's his name overacted in it though.
McAvoy.
Yeah,
McAvoy,
McAvoy. It's just overacting. It's like, do you want to see my window?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, and then suddenly he's like, I'm the beast,
Uh-huh.
and he's like, I mean, it sounds like Bowser.
Yeah, so
you
you
know?
can, yeah,
I was telling JP like
made him cartoony.
Yeah, too much,
Yeah,
but way better than this.
yeah,
I was telling
yeah.
JP in the car like I was like, and Night Shyamalan's basically trying to be like your intellectual geek film director. Like he tries to make these movies kind of for geeks, but they're at the same time he's trying to make them intellectual.
Did you see Old?
Yeah, I saw.
I don't know who that was for.
Yeah, no, I mean like his original movies.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
Like, you got Unbreakable was like for comic book fan superheroes.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
got, Sixth Sense was horror.
Well, Split and
Yeah.
Glass were all like that too. He basically made his own little cinematic universe.
You know,
that's what it was.
Good. The more I think about it, compared to his other stuff, those are great. Compared to
Yeah, I liked how they put that together. I think the reason that we just find this movie not good is because
It was
unfortunately it just stems from the overall story and the writing in it. They didn't do anything clever, and your story is very linear.
Everything was predictable.
Everything was predictable, and the only thing that was a coincidence was like, oh, I know you. You're in the bar. This is a hate crime.
The Ron Weasley.
And his character
he was war.
did nothing.
He would
His
have been
character-
war, right?
Yeah.
If there was something that was built up to that, like it made the father
There's
Make
no
it-
payoff.
make
There's
it
no
make
payoff.
sense.
like
M. Night.
made him into a warrior or something like that.
Something.
Or something to
You know,
save
that
the-
would have been better. It's like, and then I
Yeah.
went to the army or something.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like-
Marvel's did that when they had their four horsemen. They were like the girl who was famine. She was
X-Men,
she was
yeah.
anorexic, right? Yeah. So it's like they would take. I guess they tried to do that with she was a chef, like a cook. So she's famine.
So that's like the opposite.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that was-
And
The
I
other plot point that went nowhere too was after he got attacked in the bar, he started training like Rocky. He got a gun, and then when he got the gun, because he's like, like this has
Yeah.
nothing to do with the movie though.
Yeah, that's what
this
I'm
has
saying.
nothing to do
If they
with the
built that
Four
up-
Horsemen. Has nothing to do with sacrifice. Has nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
All has to do with is this is a guy that got hit at the bar, and now he's like kind of shocked from it. So now he's like training
Right.
because he wants to self-defend himself. Now, if they turn it into the Karate Kid, then that'd be a good ending.
Right.
Like he fights, but no, that's not his role.
Yeah.
He's just chilling on
It's-
vacation.
Yep.
And it's like they didn't
Yeah,
build
done.
up from that. They
They-
didn't make him like some kind of warrior. Like if in Lady of the Lake, everyone in that apartment,
Lady in the Water.
Yeah, Lady in the Water. Everyone in that apartment had a purpose. Like one
They
guy
were part of a
was
story.
the guardian. One person.
I think
was
that
like,
movie. I didn't mind that one. I
Yeah.
thought it actually had some.
That's what I was telling JP. It was like almost like a Dungeons
Nobody
and
liked it
Dragons.
though.
Yeah.
No one
no,
liked
the
it.
thing is, it's all a story, and it had the writer,
Yeah.
and it had the guy that worked out one arm. I mean, there was something there.
It would have been cool this movie if you found out one of them, like out of the three, was actually evil.
Yes,
And
Yeah.
that's
was
what
the
I kept
Antichrist-
wanting. Yes.
Something.
the actual
Right.
Antichrist.
But there's nothing.
Or you saw like he had somehow tricked him, and he had a thumb drive, and those were all videos really, and
Yeah.
he's just tricking one guy into killing himself because he's sadistic.
If that was the plot,
Would have been way better.
Like one of them had to kill the right one who was the Antichrist.
That'd have been the twist.
That would have been.
I
the
was
twist.
expecting it actually.
Yeah.
But
there's
no,
twist.
there wasn't even what do you say the twist was, JP?
The Four Horsemen of Apocalypse.
Oh, the twist was that
There was no
twist.
Yeah, there was no
that
twist.
what he said when he showed up was the truth.
Oh my God.
And again, what I was trying to say is when he was working out, the only purpose of the scene of him punching a punching bag is to justify the audience why he's good at self-defending himself in those moments. Because it wasn't to further the plot. It was just to be like, oh, he's good at fighting because look at he punched a punching bag fiercely.
And
He's been-
he did kick the crap out of Ron Weasley.
Yeah, and he's been
at one
training.
But he didn't recognize
the
him
nurse,
then. How would you not recognize your?
and they're all fighting really well. Like the nurse was able to fight back really well. Like everyone was a good
when
fighter.
She came in screaming.
Oh yeah, and just got popped.
Good. That's what I'm saying. I'm a bad person. I'm a bad human because when I see often when you guys watch movies with me and there's violence happening, I'm laughing.
Yeah,
I
and
don't know
especially if
why.
it's done poorly.
That's why. If
It was done so
I'd be like,
poorly.
oh my God.
So
you know?
So the scene here is this guy, our protagonist. He finally gets the gun to self-defend himself. So of course she flees the scene. Well, while he's got a gun pointed at another
Bautista, yeah.
one of the horsemen, her plan of attack, because they have it so put together, is to run in like a zombie crawler.
Yeah.
Or not a crawler. What are the ones that are like on speed? Like did a ball of cocaine and
Yeah, she was like that. She's like,
just came in a
Assholes.
bat out of hell with no weapon and her arms out. Like her heart, literally, she should have worn a shirt with a target on her heart saying "shoot here" to kill me.
And you know what? I loved it when she got shot. It made me happy. I felt nothing for her.
And
Oh yeah, there's no feeling.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's becomes funny. I have to change the movie into a comedy.
Yeah.
The other thing
Just,
I was explaining to JP was that every time they made the decision of like if they would like sacrifice someone,
Yeah.
and they said no. It seemed like every time they did that and the decision was made, they would go into a trance and kill like whoever was
Right.
the horseman that died.
Who killed Ron Weasley? Didn't he just accept it?
No, like two of them. Like
I felt like
That's why they built their weapons to attack each other. Man, screw this movie. That's so
I mean,
dumb.
are we
It's like
gonna
I
try?
put my Home
We can
Depot
dig.
weapon.
I feel like we're digging now. We're getting
But the thing
beneath
is,
beneath
I don't
layers.
think JP like understood that because it was almost like if I didn't explain
it
that
was
to
like
JP,
it was ceremonial.
no if I didn't explain that to JP, then like regular people would just be like, why are they just killing? Why not just they run away?
It's the
Like, it
well,
doesn't make
because
any sense.
because they feel absolutely compelled to release this next plague, whatever. So they know they have to sacrifice. If you're not going to sacrifice your perfect family, one of us has
They
to die.
seem very
You're not. I'm not
able
gonna
to
like
do
And they put
this.
that little
Oh,
white
yeah.
hood over there, and then they
He-
chop each other's head off.
He seemed very able to do this though. Like even the last guy, the school teacher, he
Yep.
just grabbed the knife and was like, "You
Yeah.
guys, like I don't know if that's very believable unless they were in a trance."
The Rocky husband, like the one that's more tough, he like even said, "You're part of a weird suicide cult thing."
Yeah.
And I'm like, kinda they are, even though if it's supernatural.
yeah,
But
Um,
because like the first part that I noticed was like after they killed Ron Weasley,
Yeah.
Batista kind of like wakes up from the trance and then goes and throws up. Like he just
Yeah.
realized that he just killed somebody.
Yeah. So I mean, they're there to do their job. Why they're the worst horsemen I can think of.
Yeah, but that I think
yeah,
that was,
they're
yeah,
they're
they
the
suck.
worst horsemen
It's like
I could
you
think
know,
of.
you read the Book of Revelation. They're gonna sound like they're all badasses.
Yeah,
and
these
it's like,
guys-
It's like the girl with all the earrings came and she's a chef. No, I don't. I want my four horsemen on horses, flying through the air, scaring the crap out of
I mean,
me.
I get that they made it everyday people, but I think the problem in lies is like it just because it's dumb and they did dumb things and it wasn't planned out doesn't forgive the movie for being dumb and doing that.
No.
Yeah.
So like, they could. I'm just saying, like these four horsemen, they could have been dumb, but clever stuff could have happened. For example, Dumb and Dumber, they're both dumb, but clever stuff freaking
That's
happens.
brilliant, though. The best part of the movie was having you guys there.
Yeah.
Like actually having like, and we could make
Oh,
jokes.
and we did, during the
we
film.
make jokes during the film because otherwise we're gonna go insane.
I don't think you got my joke when I said they had Korean Jesus.
Oh yeah, well yeah, because there was like white Jesus in the Korean thing, right?
No, because you ever seen 21 Jump Street, and they were making a whole big thing about Korean Jesus, and then they were like in Korea.
I don't know
or
it.
something.
Oh,
I
and
don't
Jesus
know.
was white.
Yeah, no, but it's like Jesus playing with the like.
Oh, with the Korean
Was
kids.
it Korea where the little girl was from?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I
But
don't know.
actually, I love that mural. That mural was awesome. There's a mural where Jesus is playing with a soccer ball with the little children, and it's like, I want that mural in my house. I'm not religious or anything. It's so funny. It's so out of place, but bad movie.
So do you guys want to IMDb this?
Yeah.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Well, one thing I've learned about this IMDb game that we play is the ratings will constantly change, and I would say for the most part, they're gonna go down. The only way they would go up is some weird like thing happens in media that like curves people like years later. You know.
I see. When a movie first comes out, it
Yeah.
goes, I've noticed that too, and then it'll go down.
Yeah, it'll go down because you're gonna have we have more votes in.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a sleeper where people hate it right away, and then they just, like I said, the anomaly of them loving it later.
I'm trying to think of the people around us. I mean, we were the most probably vocal about this movie sucked, but we're kind of critics, right? Everybody, did you see anybody that was like, yeah, or clapped or said that was great?
No,
I didn't
And
really
the
hear
end
anyone
wasn't-
say anything.
The end was like really bad.
Yeah, it was so boring.
It was so boring. It
With
was
the
so
stupid song.
lackluster. I'm like, is this an advertisement for the?
my boogie woogie woogie shoes.
Yeah, like it was horrible. And with the
God.
I'm sorry, and with the plane just dropping from the sky.
It reminds me of the end of The Mist where they like have to shoot each other in the car.
I didn't see that, but
Yeah,
Can-
yeah.
can we just like say that if you saw planes falling from the sky, there'd be rioting, there'd be looting, that's
because they are as emotionally invested in their real world as I am as an audience member. That's how much their world sucks. I would have saved it. I would not have saved that world. I would have walked it with my cute little daughter and my boyfriend, and we would have went on forever. What was that? Was going to be their curse? They're immortal.
Yeah,
They're immortal.
They'll just be walking around the apocalypse like.
yeah. I'm
you
sure
know
they
what?
would die too from lack of
They're-
resources.
Well,
No,
I think they're immortal. You know
they
what?
Told them that they'll still be alive. But
They'll
be
rebuild.
walking-
I'd rebuild. I'd learn how to code. I'd build AI. I'd get on Chat GPT and I'd start rebuilding it. That was the better option.
Yeah,
They
well,
should have done that.
here's the craziest hypothetical of all, though. If you had to choose, that same scenario, would you buy into these people? Would you be like, you know what, I can't risk it? Or you'd be like, you got to be out your damn mind. I ain't going to kill myself. Imagine like you murdered your mom and everyone's like, GP, you murdered your mom. I'm like, but hear me out.
A plane crashed.
The world was going to end. I swear. Oh, okay. I'm like, I swear.
That's the funniest thing about this movie, though, because at the end of the movie, I'm thinking like, okay, the cops are gonna go to that cabin and find all
Will
those
they
dead
though?
bodies.
There's like
all these
millions of
IDs.
people dead though. I don't think. I think
Like,
Yeah, there's too much mayhem for them to care about this cabin.
even
Yeah.
during COVID there were some.
there's
murders
not
that
enough
happened.
there's not enough cops.
Yeah.
But I mean, the guy's car was still there, but the guy's not there. But his boyfriend, his husband's there. His body's there, unless it got burned in the.
It
freaking
did get
fire.
burned. I think that's
You
what.
know?
That's the one.
They probably
Shyamalan-
vaporized. They
Shyamalan
vaporized.
thought about that. It's like the one thing he thought about. It's like I need to burn the evidence.
Yeah, burn the evidence of this film.
That guy.
But-
I'm so mad at him.
Yeah. So no. There's a lot.
me
There's
again.
a lot of like. There's the premise is interesting to think about. Would you do it? And then the other thing is like, what's the aftermath? They both have to kind of live
If it was
with
this
this
world,
trauma.
if I wouldn't have believed him. I mean, I've got
I
friends that
wouldn't
do
have
weird
believed-
stuff on video.
I wouldn't have
obviously.
believed them.
If you showed me weird stuff, I'd be like, I'm sorry, JP.
Yeah,
You-
I don't
you're
believe
not-
it.
I don't think you're a horseman of the apocalypse,
Yeah,
no matter what you
I
say.
know.
I wouldn't have believed them.
I wouldn't have.
It
either.
would have. the thing is, did they see anything outside?
No, they were in the cabin the whole time. They just saw.
I think the
whatever-
I think things started happening before Bautista killed himself.
Yeah, they did.
No, no, things
They had the
already
new,
happened.
they had the TV on. But here's the thing, like at the end of the day, like the person that made it out the best, the one dude that was like in a coma for like 2 weeks, and wakes up, he's like, oh, what happened? Oh, there was this big scare. Oh, well.
Oh,
You know what
except 8 billion people, or not 8 billion. Like how many people? A lot of people probably died.
Yeah, a lot of people. Well, yeah.
Well, they said how many.
Oh, and there's a future scene. Remember, the guy's like, "I'm gonna kill myself, honey, and I see you with our daughter."
Oh yeah.
and she's hot, and she's
Oh,
got-
they did it the
yeah,
future
and she
scene.
was too. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, she's good.
Yeah.
So it's like that. That's the grown-up daughter in the future.
Yeah.
It's not the
At first, I
little
thought
girl.
he was. Yeah, I thought he like moved on, and like I was so confused with that scene.
Was that supposed to be him, or was that supposed to be the boyfriend?
Oh, it was totally
It was
him.
him?
It was-
I-
well, it was the same actor. They just made him have a gray
Oh
beard.
my god.
Okay, so IMDb on this.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know what. I'd say I'm gonna. Do you guys want to go first?
Yeah, 7.1.
Whoa, that's high.
Well, the thing is, I'm trying. 7.3 is usually my go-to. It's bad. I don't know. 6.9, 7. I'll just go 7.1.
All right. Well,
It didn't deserve it.
I'm gonna say 5.
okay, I was gonna go pretty low. I was gonna go like a. Can I just double down and go lower, like to 4.5?
Of course.
Okay, I'm going 4.5. Let's see what we got here. Oh, 6.4.
What'd you say?
5.
I said 4.5.
I guess I'm slightly closer, but still, it's so bad. It actually deserves a 5 point.
I would say lower than 6.4 myself. Guys, have you seen Knock at the Cabin? I particularly wouldn't stream this. I think it's kind of forgettable. I wouldn't. It's not even like a double watch, to see what you caught, because you're not catching anything on a rewatch. So
What are you guys' like worst Shyamalan movie?
This for me.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
I didn't enjoy it.
No, the worst one was the Mark Wahlberg.
I was gonna say that.
What's that one called?
The Happening.
I didn't see that. So.
Oh my God, you haven't seen The Happening?
Well, you're not
Oh,
selling
man.
it on me.
Oh,
I did tell him that he
it's
needs.
so bad. Do you know what the
Oh,
Do you know what the
actually.
enemy is? Nothing. Or air. It's so stupid, dude.
I told Humphrey he should see Shutter Island because that's a good movie.
Shutter Island's it's like
I thought it was Shyamalan at first because of the beautiful twist, but then I'm
Okay.
like, oh no, it's
Shut-
Scorsese. So,
Shutter Island.
but we
is-
got 1 minute, so
is-
stream or not?
Shutter Island's masterfully crafted. No, don't stream this piece of crap. No.
No
awful.
streaming,
No
no
streaming.
streaming. Sorry,
No
guys.
stream.
Hey, I want to know from you guys if you do watch it.